Welcome to tonight's stream. I'm about to do some harvesting. Important harvesting work. There's a few fields that need harvesting tonight, and then there's a bit of mowing that needs to be done. There's some silage bales that need to be made. Things like that. Got all the I got all the weeds done earlier today. I logged in briefly earlier today and took care of the weeds on the fields that I said I was going to do last night, so that when we jumped in tonight we can make a start on harvesting and all the other good stuff that we have to do. Field 18 will need to be mowed. That mowed and baled and silage made. Bales wrapped, collected, taken down to the cows, unloaded. Hopefully in such a way that when we come to actually feed them to the cows we can pick them up a bale at a time to put in the mixing wagon. Because that's the only slight issue with the trailer. When the trailer unloads, it puts them in a stack, and the little bag lifters that we use then doesn't seem to be able to pick up an individual bale. It will pick up the whole stack. Much like when I did the flour last night. When I picked up the pallets of flour from the flour factory, it picked all those up in one go. And then it was like, this is interesting, trying to load this on the back of Mr. Helgi's trailer. Pretty kale though, being harvested. Nicely at 65%. Right. Still not right, is it? Must be set to a different program. There, I need to turn that on. That's what I need to turn on. There we go. Just check everything else is working while I'm quickly out of the game. Now, WebSocket seems to be working tonight. That's nice. I can see I'm at 16%. 14% CPU in OBS, and I'm at 0 frames dropped. More important statistic to focus on. Right, need to find tractor with a trailer now. My case is over there, right. I'm going to need the Deutsche Fahren. My case is currently equipped with the mowing bits and pieces, which might as well stay on it for now. We will be mowing later on. Just means, unfortunately, when this trailer gets full of crop, this tractor's going to be very slow at pulling it around the map. If not very slow anyway, seeing as it's that someone's been messing with the cruise control. With the cruise control. Good. It's working quite nicely. What I think I'll start doing is just working up and down the field rather than keep going around in circles. I just needed to make sure I'd got enough room at the bottom here to spin the harvester around, which I now have. So great demand at potatoes La Coronella. We don't have any potatoes. We haven't done any potato harvesting yet outside of contracts. I don't know if that's something we will be getting into on this map or not, really. Again, for those of you that haven't watched the stream before, haven't been watching any of this series, we are running very minimal mods. Mostly vanilla stuff. So, when it comes to potato harvesting, the only tools we've got available are the tools that are in the game. And as any of you who have played the game will know, that that's not very fun. Doing a potato harvest with vanilla equipment is not fun. It takes ages and ages and ages. And really, with the price of potatoes on most maps, it's just not worth the hassle. Now, if you've got access to some nice modded harvesters and some other harvesters and stuff that can do potatoes and stuff at, you know, a bit quicker pace, then it's definitely worth doing them then. Especially combined if you're using mods like the washer and steamer. Be able to sell steamed potatoes. Then that suddenly makes that all the more better. Forgot to seed part of this field, by the way, when we done it. But that seemed ages ago. I can't believe no one's harvested the field since then, because I seeded this field ages ago. So I wonder if people have forgot that this field is like exists and is ours. Focusing too much on the big fields, maybe, forgetting about the little ones, which give us just as many, which give us maybe not as much crop, but it's still profit, it's still money. Now, I don't think I'm going to need to change head at any time, because the other fields should all be pretty much the same crop. I don't think we've got any corn or sunflowers planted on the other fields. Should be able to just manage with this, I think. Now, I did try and set something up yesterday. See if I could get my stream read. Okay, so that did seem to work. Only tweeted out 8 seconds ago though. About on my Facebook page. Did it tweet on that? It didn't. It was meant to, but it didn't. Oh, it did. It did. It posted on my group page. That's nice. So every time I live stream now, it'll automatically tweet for me. It'll automatically put a link on my Facebook page. Very useful. I know I've already got the thing set up so my YouTube videos get automatically tweeted and Facebooked and stuff. But it's nice to have your live streams get advertised a little bit. Obviously we like the live streams because the live streams give people an easier opportunity to sub and support a creator like myself. Whereas YouTube, you have to wait for YouTube to let you into their partner program. And obviously they throw a lot of hurdles in the way for creators. The biggest one being your subscriber count. Obviously I'm still lacking in YouTube terms. I still am below the 1,000 subs mark, which it would be really nice to get some more subs. Definitely would. Definitely like to get to 1,000 and beyond. Be nice to get some more be nice to get some more features on the channel. Some of the like the community tab and things like that then, which give you some extra options as a creator to push your content and promote yourself, which is something that, again, I don't know why YouTube feel the need to gate that stuff, restrict people from accessing it. You know, you've got a channel, and if it, you know, you're someone like me who's had a YouTube channel for 10 years or over 10 years, you know, and you're fairly trustworthy, you don't have any, you know, strikes or anything against you, why don't they let you, you know, rather than just put this requirement in that you must have 4 million watch hours and 1,000 subs and things like that. Go on a channel based on the channel's history, because I've seen some people who have like created YouTube channels just in the last, created brand new channels in the last couple of weeks, and because they're connected to other people with quite a big following, they've had a lot of people sub to them as a result of, you know, being promoted by someone quite popular, and then they've been accepted in, even though they've only probably uploaded 2 or 3 videos, and I'm like, hang on a minute. They've only uploaded 2 or 3 videos. They can't have had that many watch hours over the course of a year because the channel's only been in existence for a month. You know, so the channel's not even a year old. That would be one thing I would change if I was running YouTube, you know. To stop these new channels coming in, you have to be a minimum of 1 year to be in the partner program. I go to the grain elevator, which is the one down here. Right, I can do that. Because then, like I say, it stops these people who create channels and then gain subs off, you know, from like the popularity of other people. And obviously the person I'm kind of talking about here is Mr. Sealy P and his daughter Sealy EG. She's just created a YouTube channel in the last month, and obviously he's been promoting it quite heavily on his channel, so a lot of his subscribers and viewers are naturally going over to her channel and dropping a subscribe and dropping, you know, views on some of her videos. The fact that the fact is she's got monetized straight away by YouTube because she's got like 3,000 subscribers in a week, and I'm thinking to myself, that's a bit unfair. She's not uploaded, you know, 1,000, you know, hundreds of, you know, 1,000 videos or anything like that yet. She's only been on the site a month. She's only had a channel for a month. I'm thinking, you've got to be a little bit restrictive on things like that. You know, it's not really fair. Like I say, for someone like me who's been on YouTube for over 10 years, who's just been steadily plodding along, who doesn't have anybody promoting him, doesn't have anybody featuring his content, doesn't have any, you know, big YouTubers pushing the boat out kind of thing for me and trying to promote me and stuff. I managed to do everything myself with very limited means to do so, and yes, it's difficult. It's a challenge. One of the reasons why I kind of like the Twitch thing, but unfortunately the problem with Twitch is that most of your YouTube followers and subscribers don't come across to YouTube. It's like there's two separate audiences in the world. Because obviously I've got like 630 subs on YouTube at the minute, and not all of those subs are in my Twitch view count. They're not in my chat right now, so it's like, do we get these people? Take advantage. I don't know if I'm going to bother doing straw on this field. Guess it all depends, really. No, the compost bin is quite full at the minute, and we are in fact going to need to empty that. I was kind of hoping we would empty it tonight, maybe. What I might do, I might leave the next two fields, field 12 and 13. I might leave them for another time. Just harvest the two fields tonight. Because we're make a start on the emptying of the compost, which would mean leasing a mouse. I think it's a mouse. I keep calling it a mouse. I'm sure Mr. Helgi thinks it's a four-legged creature with a tail that runs around going. You know what I mean. I'm sure but those of you that played the game a lot will know what I mean. Drive that into the compost pit and let it empty. Compost out into trailers parked behind it. I'd suggest using perhaps the two loading wagons, because they will hold 56,000 litres compost at a time to take to the sell point to sell. That's not to say at one point in time we might consider using the compost as a natural fertiliser, you know, using it instead of fertiliser, the chemical stuff. Need to get a nice big spreader. Trouble is, it's going to be very difficult to convince anyone to switch over to compost spreading when we've got a fertiliser spreader with a 45 metre spreading width, isn't it? It'll be very difficult to convince people to go to like a 15 metre compost spreader that takes, you know, 10 times as long to do a field. Right, harvester's full, but we've got a slight problem in that obviously this place doesn't open yet, so I can't empty my current trailer. I mean, it will open in a few minutes, another 6 minutes in game. Which is what? A few seconds. A couple of minutes real life. Hey there. Hello. Who are you? Walk away from me in your tight little white shorts. The chickens are fully fed. The horses are doing well, look. 85 grand they're worth at the minute. Tell you what, when we come to sell those, we've only got 8 of them at the minute, so I would be very tempted to buy 16 next time. Once we sell those 8 to buy 16, I know that means their requirements will be a lot higher and a lot difficult to keep up with, but I reckon we could manage. Let's have a look at contracts. Anything good? Oh, there's a sugar beet contract. They stand out like a sore thumb, they do, because they're paying so much more than everything else. But, you know, you look at a contract like that, sugar beet, field 15, you would want them to sling another couple of zeros on the end of that price. You really would, to make it worth your while. And then everything else is just, it's hardly worth bothering with now. You know? We can make so much money doing regular things now. For example, flour from the flour factory. Sunflower oil from the sunflower factory. We've got the cheese factory, we bought that last night, ready to start putting milk into it from the cows, which will then make us a nice bit of money. And of course we've got the compost aspect available to us. Well, sorry, the compost over here, which is going to be good. I mean, I did buy the biogas plant, but I don't know if we're going to have enough silage and stuff to be able to worry about that. I really don't. Because obviously the cows need so much silage, not just for TMR, but also for silage. Because on this map, the cows eat their food in parallel. So they do eat TMR, hay, silage and grass at the same time. On most maps, they operate in serial, which means they will eat all the TMR in their pen first, before they touch any of the hay and silage, and then they'll eat all the hay and silage first before they'll even think about eating any of the grass. On this map, the mod authors fix that so that the animals eat all their food at the same rate out of everything. So you can't just, on this map, give your cows TMR and go, hey, they're 100% productive, because he's also changed all that as well. For example, you look at the cows now, TMR only is 52% effective. Hay and silage is 31% effective. So even if you provided them with TMR and hay and silage type thing, you would still only be 80%. So you still need to provide them grass. So that's where this map kind of does differ quite a bit from vanilla gameplay. And it's the same with all the animals, horses, chickens, the sheep and the pigs. I'm assuming when we eventually get to that stage where we buy the sheep and the pigs, which we might do after we might buy the sheep. Sheep I would be tempted to go for before pigs, because obviously we have got access to grass and hay and things, so we could definitely keep sheep churning out wool and stuff. Again, pigs I would be a little bit more reluctant to get into because of the need for potatoes and sugar beets, which we don't have. And like I say, because of our lack of harvesting equipment, although we do have the Tektron 415 available to us, doing potatoes. Probably not bad. We're getting the sorghum harvested. I can turn my headlights off now on the harvester. Don't really need them. I don't. It's now 8 AM. Finish this little round bendy bit. Then I'm going to put the straw swath back on, and then I'm going to start going up and down the fields. I don't really know what the best way to attack this is in terms of GPS courses. If I was to do it GPS. Let's have a look then. What's we on at the minute? We're on about 65 degrees at the minute. So what courses have we got available to us? 75 there. That's not right. That's better. Yeah, it wants to kind of work that way, look. We'll drop some straw. Can decide later on if we want to pick it up or not. Field 11's quite a big field actually. It would be nice to one day. Trouble is, if we combine it with field 10, we're going to lose the ability to drive through down that path. I would be more inclined to maybe merge fields 12 and 13, but you're only going to gain a little bit of ground by doing that. Some people would say it's hardly worth bothering with. Lights out and away we go. As we do another wonderful row of the field. Chickens keep making lots of money. They're back up to $1,000 for their eggs. Very nice of you, chickens. But you know, when we sell the compost, it's going to be in your face, chickens. Right, we're at 88% now. It's quite bad because we're going to need to empty. Tell you what, let me do this row. This row's near the end. And then, just my luck, I was like, I might get full, but at least that row's fairly narrow, so I won't do any crop destruction when I go to empty the harvester. And then of course it starts to get more full, more thick, that row does, as I got further up the field. Still should be able to empty it okay though. Still should be able to empty it okay. Sorghum. Cooperative El Barbeco is the best price for that. Why? Spin round. Bit tight there. Need to do another quick cheeky headland along the bottom there, just to give myself a little bit more room to turn around. A little bit close to field 13 for my liking at the bottom there. Now let me trim the bottom of the field. Nice to have that little bit more room to turn around on. %65 full. Okay, nearly full trailer. We've still got quite a lot of the field to do. And where is the cooperative El Banco or whatever it is? El Barbecue. Barbeco. Over there, near the haystack. Might as well go and sell this now because I'm 95%. Here's the speed killer. That road is painful to travel up. Painful. Operative L-bar Becco is over there. What's the mod called? What mod? If I go this way, it'll take me back to the field quicker. Does indeed, it cuts out all that hill. Probably should have thought of coming this way first. For the next delivery, I can take that shortcut then. Now I know it's there. Right, we know the harvester is empty. Nice nice amount of straw. And of course we're getting a nice amount of sorghum. I went a bit too far that time. Didn't mean to go quite that far with the straw swath. Make it a little bit awkward. The loading wagons a little bit later. And we've got the nice horses over there, which, as I say, getting them quite nicely in price. They're soon going to be worth selling. And we do. Well, yeah, it's going to be like 800 grand for selling the horses, so definitely making money. Gotta buy more equipment. Be nice to buy the second farm on the map actually and have another load of equipment stationed over there. I kind of wanted to stop there really. Best place. Those last two rows I went a little bit too far. Which of course puts a little bit of stress on them when you've got the loading wagon. The tractor crashes into the fence then. That's a little bit annoying. Do you want to get full? And I think then what we'll use is the refill the harvester first, refuel it first. Right, to get into this workshop. There we go. We're in. Everything's repaired. Might as well give it a clean. $17,000 litres of sorghum, not really worth taking over and putting in the sell point, so may as well silo it for now. I think we need to give this tractor a wash. It hasn't had one for a while. Here comes Mr. Helgame. Here comes Mr. Helgie. Here comes Mr. Helgie. Here comes Mr. Helgie. Here he comes today. Here comes Mr. Helgie. Here comes Mr. Helgie. Here comes Mr. Helgie. Here he comes today. Here he's running around like a crazy man. Running around like a crazy man. Ain't good running around. There's plenty of work that he's doing. Field 18 needs to be mowed. And grass baled and wrapped. Then of course we need to empty the compost. Which I can't see because I've closed the window. Oh, look at all that lovely, lovely black compost. It's a thing of beauty. What are you running to? He's crazy, this man. This man's insane. He's insane. So I'm going to get the mouse. That's what I'm going to get. I'm going to lease a mouse. And I'm going to drive up to the compost. Here comes the mouse. Here comes the mouse. The mouse is coming. The Mighty Mouse is doing his job. Let's see, Mr. Helgie's in the chat. He's in the Discord. Best put my headphones on and start speaking to him. Da 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 da.
Oh, this works nicely.
You full?
I guess so. I'm coming with the other tractor. The Coronella. Oops, sorry. Jumped in my way. I had to give the new Train Sim World 2 a go, which is fantastic. Looks so nice.
Oh, is that out now?
Yep. Downloaded the 16 gigabyte. Some introduction on the new sand patch. It is so nice. The control is a little bit it's a little bit turning too fast with the controller. I have to be very sensitive in doing it. Not sure how you can turn the sensitivity down on the controller. Probably not in the game.
Should be able to change your X and Y axis sensitivity on a controller. I thought that would be in the controller options, along with being able to invert the controls for the people who are abnormal.
Yeah, you can do that, but not the sensitivity, not in the game. I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't see that option. But let's see. So let's see how much this sells for.
Bertinella, on me way. Running.
Not a bad one.
Running all the way.
Not bad. Almost 100,000.
Stupid tree. Who put you there?
Killed another 3 pedestrians.
Yeah, there's 4. Oh, there's 5.
You get bonus points.
Bonus points for pedestrians killed.
Steam achievement.
Steam
10
achievement, yeah,
pedestrians.
there ought to be an achievement for it. Kill 100,000 pedestrians. Could be in the same group as cultivate 100,000 acres and plough 100,000 acres and harvest 100,000 acres.
For sure. Is this automatically unloading? No. What do I need to do?
In the mouse, you need to go in it and you need to
compost.
overload compost. That's what you need to press.
RP compost. And then move forward, or
You can move forward a little bit, but obviously if you drive too far forward, you'll just start emptying the stuff all over the ground and not into the trailer. $99,314. So sorry, chickens, but in your face. You might be making 1,018 bucks every hour for your eggs, but we're making 99,000 bucks. And we are now over $1 million in the bank. Oh, 6 pedestrians.
automatically stop when it's full.
Yeah. This is working brilliantly.
Is this mouse designed especially for that, or?
Well, it's designed to pick up anything from the ground and load it into trailers. Any loose material, you can use it for anything from potatoes and sugar beets to corn and sunflower and soybeans and all sorts. Anything you tip on the ground, you can pick up with this.
Is it a standard equipment or not?
Yes, no, it's standard machine.
Okay. Squish. Squish. Another roadkill.
More roadkill.
all these dead chickens and cows and people in this map. Oh my god.
Definitely is. You don't want to be you don't want to be a pedestrian or an animal on this map because you will get run over. You will get deaded. You will get tractors in your face.
Money, 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 money.
Money, money, money. We're getting rich now. I think compost is the best crop we grow. Most profitable crop.
I mean, we just harvest the fields, get the straw, and throw the crop away.
Throw the crop away. Yeah, we don't want that.
Not
We
worth-
only want the straw. It's not worth anything. Splat.
Not worth
Pedestrian.
bothering selling it somewhere. Must be some blood spatter and noise like sure squish.
Squelch.
And they fly away. We're running out of pedestrians soon. Is it hot in the UK?
Yeah, it's fairly warm today. Not too bad. It's under 30
We will
today.
get something like 37 degrees C tomorrow.
Maybe.
Oh my god, that's so hot. I left early again today.
I have a brief trip outside today because I had to go to the doctor's. I had to pick up a fit note and a prescription. And my dad had to try and make an appointment. He needed to make an appointment, but...
What do you mean a fit note? That you're fit enough to play farm sim, or?
Yeah, basically. Basically, it's a fit note is another certificate from the doctor that says that, you know, I can't do anything. I'm incapacitated and I'm incapable of anything. It's just to send to the insurance. I just had to keep sending it to my medical company.
But they continue paying it.
So they continue paying me,
I mean, the company pays for the first 6 weeks, and then the insurance company has to pay. Right? At least that's in German.
But yeah, it was quite funny because the phone rang today, the house phone, and it was the doctors ringing for my dad because they need to see him because he needs to have blood tests and he has to have one of these heart monitor check things ever since his heart attack the other year. He has to have they have to check him every so often to make sure obviously everything's working fine and his heart's still working okay. So they said you need to make an appointment to come down to the surgery and so we can do your blood test and do your ECG and everything. So of course he comes with me into town, goes to the doctor's, gets to the surgery, door's closed. You ring the bell and the little person on the little telecom system goes, "What do you want?" And he's like, "I'm here to make an appointment." And the woman says, "Oh, we don't allow you inside to do that. You have to ring up to do that. You have to phone us." And he's like, "Well, hang on a minute. You phoned me and told me I needed to come down and make an appointment." The woman was like, "Well, I'm sorry, but you can only make appointments over the phone. We don't let people into the surgery for that. Unless you've got an appointment to see a doctor or a nurse, there's no admission." He's like, "Well, hang on a minute then. When the woman rang me up earlier, to tell me I needed to make an appointment. Why didn't she make me an appointment?
That is stupid, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, he was quite miffed.
Oh my God, there's a field harvested.
Yeah,
And a lot of straw.
I've harvested 2 fields tonight so far.
Even more,
And I've
even
done,
more straw.
I did the weed spraying.
Oh man.
I was then going to start work on field 118 over here, getting it mowed and baled and wrapped. And then I thought I'd go back and do the other 2 fields then maybe afterwards. Or I might prep and reseed the 2 fields that are harvested before I harvest 12 and 13. Just to keep everything a little bit staggered.
Spread out, yeah.
Keep everything a little bit staggered. Lando Norris is now live. I wonder if he's playing Fall Guys again. Could be.
Many people playing flight simulator.
I don't know. I've not really looked. Not really looked. I've not looked at it anymore myself. Apart from what I did on Tuesday and Wednesday, I've not really looked at it.
I watched 2 videos about people who are doing this Train Sim World 2. German guys. I mean, they get a free copy of the game to promote it, but only one told that this is a promotional video. He got this for free and he's telling you openly. The other one, he didn't even know what's going on in the game. I mean, yeah, he played Train Sim World before and he knows trains and everything, but he didn't watch a dovetail stream to learn about the game, what is going on, and with motion blur and with the HUD. He didn't show the HUD. Is this all of a HUD that we get? He had no clue. And then somebody, and I made a comment about it because somebody asked, why do they get this game earlier than us normal people? Yeah, just because they are YouTubers and they have the press and they can show us that they have no idea about the game.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they have it. Yeah. For example, these 2 examples, like you have this motion blur and the wheels they look ugly, yeah, with motion blur if you look close, but that's the real engine, not dovetail. Yeah? They do the translatory movement, they do very well, but not rotational motion blur. That doesn't work. And also the HUD, yes, you can use the HUD in 2 sizes, but he had it off. And unbelievable. Why don't they try this game out before they make a video? Yeah?
Well, I've been watching the
because
last
they are
couple.
so busy with the flight simulator. Probably.
The last couple of nights, I've been watching videos done by this woman. She's playing Skyrim. Now, Skyrim is an old game. It came out in 2011. Yeah. Apparently, she's never played it, so she's playing it for the first time.
The woman? You mean
the woman?
KOS?
No, not KOS. No,
okay.
Someone else.
Okay.
This woman, apparently she's a really big Elite Dangerous player. That's how she's more famously known by people. Okay. When she's streaming and stuff, she's more famous for doing Elite Dangerous. But she started playing Skyrim now. Okay, she's 9 years late to Skyrim. And she's playing the game and she's streaming it, and obviously she's constantly telling everybody in chat she doesn't want any spoilers, and all her moderators are deleting any comments from anybody that's like giving her any hints or telling her how stuff works. Or
well, she can't spoil anything anymore, right?
Yeah, she can't spoil anything because she doesn't know anything about the game at all. But then it's but obviously the people watching it know everything about the game because everybody's played Skyrim. Everybody's played it because it's flipping nearly 10 years old. But it's so bad watching her stream because she's talking all the time, and then she starts talking to people in the chat. But she generally starts talking to people in the chat just as there's an NPC, a character in the game, giving some really important dialogue and information, which she then doesn't hear, doesn't undertake in, and then she's like, "Well, what am I supposed to do? What do I do?" And of course, as soon as anybody tries to answer her, the moderators are like banning them for spoilers and backseat gaming, and it's like, come off it.
But isn't that like what women do? Always talking and not listening? Oops. I think I'm getting hurt by my wife.
It's like, I was just like, I'm sat there watching, I'm like, look, if you actually shut up for 2 seconds when the characters are in the game are talking, you'd be able to hear what they're saying, and then you might know what you have to do. Because she's broke so many quests so far because she hasn't done stuff right. And even more annoying, she's like, she starts doing something, and then obviously somebody in the chat will post something and something will pop up on screen, and she'll stop to acknowledge it, and then she forgets what she was doing. So there's this one famous quest in the game fairly early on where you have to go and speak to these wizard people, and they're right up the top of this mountain, and they tell you all about what it's like, what it's all about being a dragonborn and everything like that. She walks halfway up the mountain heading towards the wizard place, and then she gets distracted by the chat, forgets what she's doing, so she goes all the way back down the mountain again. And starts doing something completely different, and everybody's obviously trying to tell her what she's doing wrong, but they're all getting timed out and their messages are getting deleted by the moderators, and it's like, oh, this is just getting infuriating to watch now. This is just getting ridiculous.
I mean, this guy obviously had this, as other people had this as a press pre-release version where we mortal people have to wait for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours for the game to be officially released. They get it some 5 to 10 hours earlier to show it, but have not really invested any time before they do it and try to be smart about it, you know, like, oh, look, did you see this flickering in the did you see this flashing? Yeah. And in the stream they addressed it, because that's when the sun reflects from the dashboard, it shows in the window. Yeah. And that's what it is. If you watch the streams of Dovetail, you would know. I mean, if you are interested in the game and know that you get a pre-release version or just the final version earlier, then I hate it. It's like Squirrel who doesn't know what he's doing, and trying to be smart about it. Yeah.
No, it's like this woman. She's like, this Skyrim. It's another game from Bethesda. It's another one of their broken games. It's like, no, the game's not broken. The quest works perfectly fine, but the problem is you've killed the person that you're actually supposed to talk to. So that means you can't complete the quest now because you've killed the person you were meant to talk to first. Because again, you weren't paying attention. You were too busy dancing about on your camera when the person was talking in the game. I'm certainly one of these people that thinks like any story-driven or narrative-type games, their best experience, the first time you play them, you want to kind of do it yourself off camera. If you're a streamer or a YouTuber, so you know what the game's about, and you can play it and figure things out, and you can go through the story and experience it all for yourself without any spoilers or anything. And then you can always go back and then stream it on your second go through, where you're a little bit more experienced. Then you know a little bit more about the game.
Yes, I mean, there was another guy who, a German YouTuber, who is really telling you, I want to make this experience of this new game with you, but he doesn't pretend he knows everything.
Yeah.
He rather pretends I don't know nothing about it. Yeah, I have normally I have a steep learning curve, but I currently don't know anything about this game. It's the first time I'm touching it, and I'm telling you, if you want to watch it, fine. If you don't, switch it off. You know, he's not pretending to do something else or be somebody else or know. He doesn't pretend to know more than other people, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
And he said clearly, this is a video that I have not. This is a game I have not bought. I got it from Dovetail Games to show it to you, and that's very openly what I do. No, I don't praise it. I just want to experience it with you together. And that's fine. Everyone knows what's coming. He makes mistakes, but he doesn't pretend to know everything.
There's nothing worse than somebody who's playing a game and the only reason they're playing it is because they got it for free. They know nothing about the game, yet they sit there trying to act like they're the expert on the subject.
Yep. Absolutely.
And they're just talking complete and utter bollocks the whole time. They're making 99,000 bucks. The price isn't going down.
No.
It's holding fast. Almost doubled our money.
We probably get to 2 million.
Nearly doubled the money in one single day.
Absolutely. We will, definitely. We had something above a little bit more than 900,000, wasn't it?
No, it was only 800, I think. 842 when I logged in earlier. And then obviously I've sold some triticale and some sorghum from fields 4 and 11. The chickens have been making 1,000 bucks every hour. Trying to help.
Whoa, I'm going up the hill. I'm almost up the mountain now.
He's on his way to High Hrothgar to talk to the Greybeards. That's where he's going. Don't get distracted though halfway up and then come back down again.
What do I do on this mountain? Get some fresh air.
That was one of the funny things as well. This woman, she's doing this one quest where she goes into this dungeon to retrieve an object for somebody, and in that dungeon there's this group of vampires, and she has to fight them. And of course, in Skyrim there's this slight risk that when fighting vampires, you may contract their disease, which can then turn you into a vampire if you leave it untreated for too many days. So of course she's in this dungeon fighting these vampires, and of course the message appears on screen that she's got the virus, she's got the disease, yet she didn't see it because she was too busy batting around with something in the chat. And then of course every couple of days the game keeps giving you another message that your character's not feeling very well and stuff like this, and again she keeps ignoring it, she doesn't notice it. Then she's in this conversation with this one character, and midway through the conversation, her character turns into a vampire. And she's like, when did I become a vampire? It's just like, and everybody in the chat's like, well, 4 days ago. when you went into this dungeon. We've been trying to tell you for the last 4 days, but you keep ignoring us. We've been telling you you've got the disease and you need to cure yourself, and now it's too late. Brilliant.
Now you can sell all your mirrors.
Yeah.
You don't need them anymore.
I sent her a quick message with a link to a video that I made in 2012, which was how to cure your character of vampirism in Skyrim. I was like, this video is a bit old, but it's quite relevant now.
But does it help when you are a vampire already?
Yeah, there is a cure. There is a cure
Okay.
you can get which turns you back into a normal person. There's a bit of a quest you have to go on.
So it's probably another loading wagon full.
Probably timed perfectly then,
Well,
which means if there is another loading wagon...
160,000 left. 160,000 left.
Well, that's 2 loading wagons then. 3.
Wow.
3 loading
That
wagons.
means we are well above
Well above 2 million.
2.1 million at least.
Oh, splat. There goes another pedestrian.
Yeah. Update the stream. Amazon Original. Thank you for the commercial. You have to watch it.
You've got a
James Bay,
commercial?
our man in Japan. Huh?
You've got a commercial?
Yeah.
Do you always get
Got it.
commercials on my channel?
Oh, just today. Another one. I update F5 and I get another Amazon Prime Video commercial. Some
Wonder if your Prime sub has run out now.
Doom Patrol. Ah, probably.
Because if you're a sub, you shouldn't get commercials.
Can
Only
I
for
update?
non-subs.
Yes, I can reset that.
The only reason I know that is because I got the same thing yesterday, because I stopped subscribing to myself yesterday. My sub ran out and I had to resub to myself. I was like, why do I keep getting adverts when I'm trying to watch my own stream? And then I realised, oh, I'm not a sub anymore. Why is that?
Pilot and upload.
Here he is, 13-month subscription for Mr. Helgi. Thank you, Mr. Helgi, for 13 months.
You're
Your
welcome.
continued support is most greatly appreciated. Especially in these trying times of COVID-19 and Corona. $1.93 million. So Mr. Helgi's going to be the one who breaks 2 million with his next trailer load. He's going to bring up the magic number. Then we'll have to work out what we're spending the money on. What we're buying next.
What takes us the longest? Is it harvesting?
Probably.
Then a new harvester is probably.
Second harvester.
I mean, we're getting more and more fields. It should be a good investment. When we seeder and planter, we can cope. One is seeding, one is planting.
Fertiliser, obviously, we can cope with, because that's massive.
Definitely. Plow, cultivator, I'm not sure.
You might be able to get a bigger cultivator, but problem with a bigger cultivator is, would you be able to get it through the gates into the fields?
Not
That's
the bigger one, but the second one.
Yeah. I mean, we've
can
got two ploughs, haven't we? We've got two ploughs, so
Yes. Oh yeah, we already have. 2 million. Oh, I just see something.
oh, you troll. There's 64,000 litres left. A little bit more than a trailer load.
Ah.
I might just have to scoop the little bit out that's left. What, about 11,000 litres, and just put that in the manure silo and save that for next time. Rather than do a delivery with just 11,000 litres.
Well, maybe we can compress it when I jump on the loading wagon. And press it down.
Tell you what, it's quite funny yesterday. Because yesterday daytime I was...
Why is it not unloading now? What is going on? Ah, had to switch it on. So, sorry.
Oh,
What was funny?
I was sat yesterday in my little room
Oh,
here
the same happened to me. Jumping across the wall.
playing some games, and I was like, flipping heck, it's warm. It is really warm today. I was like, man, it's really hot in the UK today. And I put my aircon on, and had that running, and I was like, flipping heck, I'm not getting any cooler. I'm getting hotter. And I kept checking. I was like, it's getting hotter and hotter. And I'm like, so
Inside.
I was turning my aircon. I had my aircon turned down to the coldest setting, but I had it turned up to the fastest speed. And I was like, it's still getting bloody hot in this room. And I couldn't work out what was going on. And then my dad come in the room at one point and he was like, bloody hell, it's hot in here. I was like, it's bloody hot everywhere. He says, well, it's not this hot outside. And I'm like, what? He goes, it's not that hot outside today, he says. He says, in fact, it was raining a little while ago. And I'm like, so why is it so hot then? He goes, oh, it's probably all your electrical stuff, he says. I'm surprised we ain't had a blood. He says, I'm surprised we ain't had a bloody fire. So, of course, I was like, oh, I ought to start checking everything. So I started having a good hunt round. And I was like, no, everything looks okay. Everything's, you know, plugged in all right and everything. And then I just happened to glance up, like, at my window. I thought, oh, I haven't opened the curtains and that today, so that's why I didn't realise it was raining outside. I opened the curtains and I was like, ah, that will explain why it's getting really, really hot in this room today, because the pipe from my aircon was no longer hanging out the window. It had fallen down. Inside, yeah. It was inside, yeah. So it was blowing red hot air into my room. Yeah. So as fast as I was trying to cool it down, I was actually raising the temperature.
All the energy produced was going into adding to the heat inside the room. It's like opening the refrigerator to cool the room down.
So what I did last night, I took advantage of last night. After I'd finished streaming, I put it on for a bit and got it so that, again, it was at the point where the pipe is spitting out red hot molten air. And then I just held it against the little perspex window that is fastened over my window until it kind of melted the plastic a little bit. And then I was able to push the whole hose through the little gap in the little vet, like the flap in the perspex window. I was able to push the hose all the way through, so it can't fall out anymore. It's like wedged. So of course, when the winter comes and I pack me aircon away for the winter time, I'll have to take this perspex window down. I have to unfasten it because I won't be able to get the pipe back. I mean, I can disconnect the pipe then from the aircon. That's okay. That's easy enough to do. And then the aircon just stands then in the corner of the room collecting dust until about April. When I have to set it up again.
Well, you could put the air condition outside and pump hot air inside. Oh.
I don't need to do that.
Only outside even more. Make it real winter outside.
Stop the snow from melting.
It's only snowing at your house. A colleague told me that he bought a flight simulator for his son. Probably he's got an i5 and a 970 graphics card. But you can hardly play this game with this computer. Oh, it's working.
The graphics look a bit like Minecraft, but it's working.
I brought him the X52 Pro that I had standing around. That he has a HOTAS proper one.
Why you didn't use that for train simming?
No. I'm using my controller to train simming. That's better. It's more relaxed. I mean, I have the Warthog. I wouldn't use a Warthog for a train sim. I'm not sure it's not supporting it right now.
Could use the throttle for the
Yeah.
throttle.
It doesn't support external systems. This game, not yet.
Sucks.
Like there's a train driver external control system, which is a piece of shit plastic that costs 150 bucks.
Like the farm sim side panel.
Yeah, something like that. The shit Chinese plastic shit. You can't say anything else about it. Complete shit. So I'm taking the baler. You do the mowing, or you want to bale, or?
I was going to let you do the mowing because I did the mowing last night and I was going to drive the baler, if that was okay. I was going to do the baling and
You can drive the green tractor then, if you want.
he switched to balers. Unless I've connected to the wrong baler. That's a possibility. I might have put the Deutschfahrer on the wrong baler.
No, I took the Deutschfahrer with the loading wagon.
Oh, I don't want the round baler, do I? Not for doing silage. I want the square baler. Yeah, you've given me the round baler. I want the big one, the big pack.
That's what you had the Deutschfahrer attached to, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking possibly about the idea of baling the straw. And then taking that over to the cow area and leaving the bales of straw over there. But then I kind of had a rethink and then thought, no, it would be easier to do it with the loading wagons. Keep making some compost. Because I think there's already some bales of straw over at the cows. So there's some there that can already be chucked into the mixing machine and then emptied. He's off and flying. Not flight simming, but he's flying in a different sense. Weeds have grown really funny on field 2, by the way. Oh, field 11's going to need to be ploughed. Having been harvested.
Just some land again.
Bought the greenhouses. They were only 68,000. We'll have access to manure now from the cows and the horses, so manure in the greenhouses and some water, and that'll make us a little bit of money.
Yep.
Wow. Expert mowing. I don't have access to this land. I think you find I do, game. Don't you tell me that nonsense. I do have access. Don't have access to the land. That's because I'm in the middle of a road. Splat. There goes another pedestrian.
The business lady.
Yeah, business lady. Walked right into it, she did. Oh, come on now, don't get stuck. Stupid baler. Stupid little fences. Move it.
With this crop destruction, could you even use a Corona mower?
Yeah, because the crone mower does mow from the front, doesn't it? As well as the rear. Does have a front mower unit as well as the two side ones.
Just when we turn a little bit, you miss a bit.
Me miss bits.
Yeah, some grass will be missed when I turn with the mower. And I think that doesn't happen with the Chrome.
No, it depends where how far the front blades and the side blades are from each other, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're probably a little bit closer. It's like you don't get that problem on the mowers where you can attach both mowing units to the front of the tractor and have the front one and the two side ones at the front. But unfortunately with those mowers you can't attach them together and have them on the front of the tractor. They don't work. So yeah, it's kind of important to just go in straight lines with that mower. Bit like the windrower. Don't go around corners with it.
Grass bales go to the house. Where do you want to put the grass bales?
Well, we want to wrap them first.
Or you want to make silage?
Yeah, we want silage.
Okay.
And yeah, keep some grass bales just as grass bales, just for feeding the cows, because they will require some grass as well. How many just bales we want to leave as pure grass? Maybe half a dozen. Then silage the rest.
We have one already from the other house. There was one grass bale.
One grass bale from the other field, yeah. Did the hay last night.
Right on. Right. Nice. I think I give this a little bit petrol. Maybe diesel. Maybe it needs repair. What do you think?
I did refuel and repair the harvester after I used it today. I did the 2 fields. I also gave it a wash before putting it back in the shed. So the harvester's alright, the header's alright. I repaired that as well.
I mean, the controller sensitivity is some maybe I'm used to farm sim, and maybe the controller isn't that sensitive in this game. But if you turn with the right stick, and then you make a 360.
Must admit, when I played Train Sim, I never really used the controller for it.
It's easier to control the
I
speed
played it with
and
my.
braking.
I did it with my. I used to play it with my Nostromo and the mouse mainly on my PC. I programmed all the buttons I needed for like accelerating and braking onto the Nostromo. I knew where the buttons were. And then obviously the mouse just for moving around and pressing things inside the cab of the
The
train.
program allows controller. It's programmed already. I mean, it's for Xbox and for PlayStation. So
Yeah, but when I tried
you
playing
can
with a
use
controller, it felt awkward trying to play it with controller for me for some reason. Because I've got Train Sim World on my PS4, but I haven't played it because I tried playing it and I just didn't like the buttons on the controller.
I use not only the controller. I mean, when I'm in the cabin to press a button, yeah, then I use my mouse because it's more sensitive. I don't use the controller to do switches and buttons inside the cabin, but for acceleration and braking and outside camera and walking, I use the controller. But it's more the sensitivity is higher than the last train sim, so that is very unusual for turning around and walking. It's like you press a quarter of the left stick and you make a 360. Yeah, it's very very fast. But maybe they patch it. By a break. Yeah. He's back.
He's back.
Okay, what's next?
Oh, I've got a feeling that's all the grass bales. All the grass. You saw me wrap it.
Yes, I want to wrap it, but can you give me the green tractor for that?
Certainly. Put the bale
And
in.
I bring the other tractor for the loading of the bales. And you can get the
Truck.
transport truck.
Oh dear.
The
Don't know.
wrappers. Where's the wrapper?
Oh, I'm driving on 2 wheels.
You make a noise like that. Where are you going?
Going to get the wrapper.
Ah, there it is. The rapper is a singer who's very fast speech. Like 50 Cent.
50 cent.
He's a gangster rapper.
Of course, going to need to change the thing back over to straw harvest square bale.
Load. Perfect. Oh my god. Not even automatic.
It's so super duper amazing.
Stealing the bales.
And a couple of grass ones. And we've got some grass ones to feed to the cows as well. Seeing as they consume their food in parallel. Down here by the fence. Now just pushed under the fence. That one might be hay actually. What colour? Jeez, don't tip the truck over.
Yeah, looks like a hay bale. It's probably from the last harvest.
Yeah. One odd one. Where's that not working? Off.
Great. That's what.
Not auto loading.
Maybe it's because it's a different bale. But it did hay bale and grass bale, it did. But the wrap bales maybe a different entity.
What will be?
It looks like it's unwrapping. It's different.
Might just be regular bales then. Game might convert them back. Watch the bales when you go to wrap one. Does the texture of the bale change when it goes into the wrapper?
Afterwards it's white.
Might be that it's turning them back from straw harvest bales into normal game bales.
They are different, yeah. They look different. They have a They're wrapping, they have some lines around it and a darker green. They look different before they wrapped. Let me see. No, not that one. Yeah, they look a little bit, they have a different texture. Like a more rough, dark green texture.
Switch it back to regular square bales. And when I come back, if I auto load these, it should probably do it. Whap, there goes a cow. Splat, there goes a pedestrian. Ooh, businessman got lucky there. He was too fast.
We have also a milk tank here in this farm. For what is this?
What tank?
What's this for? We have a milk tank here on the farm.
Oh, you're milking. I assume.
Huh?
For storing the milk.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Yes, they're just normal square bales then. These aren't classed as straw harvest bales anymore. Once they've been wrapped, it changes them back. And if you've got straw harvest bales loaded on the trailer, you can't load any other kind on there. Which is a bit of a pity.
Then
Bales of goodies. Melons. Make him very nervous in the truck.
lovely. Magic. Floating bales.
Room for 6 more.
Yep.
It's weird, it doesn't put... It hasn't stacked 2 bales at the back this time.
Yeah.
Ah.
But it's still loading 18. Is this the normal capacity or 20?
I thought it was 18, but I thought last night when we was doing the bales it put 2 on the end.
Yeah, it did.
Different bale types, I suppose. Straw harvest add-on bales, they as well. Any more? Is that it?
No.
That's all the bales?
Can't go out on this side.
Oh yeah. It's a kind of magic. Kind of magic.
So you can invest in a new harvester, please.
New harvester.
Or maybe sell this one and buy 2 new ones.
Well, the current harvester is one of the biggest available. You can't get much bigger than the New Holland.
Wider.
You're not going to get wider because that's header, but then you're going to have to mess about with a header trailer.
Yeah, they have no self-rolling stop.
Well, they do, but though they only operate at 10 kilometres an hour, which means they'll be slower than what we currently have. We've also got that horrible swivelly axle, which I don't like. Very difficult to reverse and park anywhere.
How many did we load? 16? 14? Hmm? How many bales did we load?
6, 12, 14, I think.
Minimum 14. I think it was more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 15. Yeah, we have. Okay. 4, 8, 12, and 3, 15. Yep. I thought we lost some bales on the way over here. Yeah, this looks like a nice harvest header.
That can be one especially just for you. Because I'll never be able to reverse it and park it in a shed because it's got a swivelly axle. It's got swivelly wheels and I don't like those headers with swivelly wheels.
I park it forward then.
And fertilise some fields. And pick up some straw.
It even has a full tank. Which field is next? You want to collect the straw first?
I'm going to do some straw picking up. Going to do some fertilising and probably some ploughing. Just a bit. Back up. Hello, dog. How are you? Hmm? What's up, Bob? What? Matter? What do you want? Walt ignoring you. Ratting at Walt's door, but she's obviously ignoring him. Matter of fact, I don't think Wal's even there. 9:30. She'll be at work now. All for the horses. And empty the rest in the compost.
In the compost. Under the wheels, chickens.
Under the wheels, chickens. In your face. And all over your face. It's like professionals at this now.
Looks like a job. This one over to the cows.
Yeah, can do. There's all straw picked up. My word. Ain't one? Slipgator69, thank you for the follow. And Jacob Monkey says your face cam is broken. My face cam is not broken, Jacob. My face cam is not turned on. I haven't turned it on for the last couple of times I've streamed. Slipgator69, wow. I know the original Slipgator. I don't know Slipgator69, but I know Slipgator. Are you on PC? Yes, I am on PC. Or should I say, yes, we are on PC. Both me and Mr. Helgi here are on PC.
We are on dope.
We're on ZX Spectrum. We're on Commodore 64. Can you join me? Well, you can. You're going to need all the mods and the maps. Don't know if I have a link, do I?
DLCs.
You're going to need the DLCs as well, yes, that's a good point. But you will also need...
Which is usually the limitation factor.
Yeah, the normal limitation factor is DLCs. Do you own all the DLCs? If you don't have any of the DLCs, then you will not be able to play because the server is using all the DLCs. Sadly. Bit of squishing. So yeah, unfortunately without the DLCs you would not be able to play. Seems to be the limiting factor. A lot of people that ask us if they can play don't own any of the DLCs. And that's always the bit where they fall over at. But I'm pleased we get to that. We saw
this point, not explaining all the mods and everything.
Yeah, I'm pleased we discover that at that point before someone goes and downloads the mod pack with the map and all the mods and then finds out they can't play, because that's really frustrating for them when they've sat and downloaded, you know, a couple of gigs worth of mods and a couple of gigs worth of maps, and then they're like, oh, I still can't play.
It's better to get out with this issue at the first point.
Yeah.
What is the value of all the DLCs? $40?
I'm not sure. I've not sat down and never really worked out the price.
I mean, if you have to buy it all at once, it's pretty much. If you
Yeah, I don't know
Do
what
we,
the,
as we do, yeah. Occasionally.
I don't know how much the premium version of the game is going to cost in November, which is the version they're releasing, which will have all the DLC, including the new Alpine one as well.
Okay.
I assume that will probably be about $60 or so.
Everything included, yeah.
Everything included, yeah.
I'm not sure if I want the Alpine thingy. Okay, what's next? Fertilizing?
Yeah, fertilising field 11 and field 4 and field 118.
And what? What field?
Field 4, field 11 and field 118. Or 18, should I say. Not
What?
118, 18. Why do I keep calling it 118? The one we just mowed, you know the one.
Yeah, okay. That confused me. I thought
It was a field 78.
that has a field 78, yeah. Today.
I haven't seen Jacob for a few weeks. And he suddenly appeared. So hello Jacob, welcome back. Long time no see. It's enough squishing. Plenty of room in there for more straw later on, after the next couple of harvests. Because if you weren't here earlier, we made quite a lot of money from selling compost today. A lot of money. So much so Mr. Helge's bought himself a new harvester.
Sturdy business.
Because he didn't like the original harvester we've got. He doesn't like that one. Even though it's exactly the same. Yeah, believe it or not, that harvester there is exactly the same as that harvester over there. But Mr. Helge doesn't like that one over there.
The harvester's fine. So we need another corn header eventually. But maybe with one is enough. Don't know. Fertilizing.
Nice and fertilising. It's missed one edge of the field, but...
What? It's not wide enough for that.
Forget to make it wider.
Yeah, 100 meters.
I forgot to make it wider.
No, but it's wide enough. It says 24 meters, but it's not. Definitely not.
Missed some bits there too, look. He's missed some bits there.
Right. With speeds.
Bits.
Not a little bit. Where do you think this was?
Below the R and A of grain station. Draw a line down from the R of grain station. It's about there.
Nothing missed. I missed the tractor here. between the R and the A. Here?
Yeah, got it,
No, there's nothing missed.
got it.
There's one little bit on the top here. Field 4.
Field 4.
Field 118.
And 118. Field 118 can in-your-face chickens. Lost me dabba dab. Dibba dabba. There it is. Dibba dabba. Just it's nice. Nice cool breeze coming from the aircon. I like it. Shame there's no aircon in these tractors.
Ice box.
There's a fent flying about. Mr. Helgi, the fastest fent in the West. The fastest fent in the West.
Is 52.7 hours. Oops, we're in 63, it's nice.
The fastest Helgi in the West. For a second there I thought I'd missed part of the field, and then I realised it's the path. I just saw it out the corner of my eye and thought, oh, I haven't ploughed that bit because there's still lime everywhere. And then I was like, hang on a minute, Mr. Helgi wasn't spreading lime. I turn around with the camera and I'm like, oh, it's the path. I'm clearly getting tired at this point. I'm clearly getting tired. I've done a lot today. It's been a busy day.
Tomorrow harvest time. Not doing it today.
No, save those 2 fields for tomorrow. Get everything nice and staggered. And then you haven't got a rush. And you can take your time. And then you can do a bit of a variety of different things as well. Rather than just spending a whole day doing harvesting, you could do a little bit of harvesting, then do a bit of fertilising and a bit of cultivating and a bit of seeding. And just mixes things up a bit. Rather than panicking and stressing and trying to get all the fields done at the same time. Which literally becomes impossible once you start to own more and more fields.
Yeah.
Especially with just us 2 players.
The only 2 players with all the DLCs
Yeah, the only 2 players with all the DLCs.
in the world. It's already the 2nd stage, right? Quite nice. Last field, it's only 1 stage.
Yeah, it resets to just 1 stage fertilise when you mow it. And then when you fertilise it, it goes straight back to 2 stage. Which is quite handy, because then you haven't got to spray it twice.
That's thrown me off the server. But I will not log in again. Maybe you have to switch your retractor
Okie dokie.
for me. Catch you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow then, Mr. Helgi. Thank you for playing this evening.
Yeah, it was good.
Got a lot done. Made $2 million. And then spent quite a bit of it again.
We made more than a million. 1.2. That's it.
Yeah, made more than $1 million just from selling the compost. Compost is very, very worthwhile.
Dirty business.
Dirty business, but makes a lot of money. Like I say, you might as well throw the crop away and just keep the straw.
Yeah.
You might as well just throw the crop away and just keep the straw. We're only interested in the straw. Don't need the rest of it. Chuck it away. It's not worth out.
Have a good one. Bye.
Good night, sir. Bye-bye. So I will finish ploughing this field, then I'll go and retrieve Mr. Helgi's tractor from wherever it's ended up after he got kicked out of the server. And let me see, where is it? What's it been? Oh, has it been doing crop destruction? On field 10. Yeah. Oh no, it broke the grass. I thought he was on field 18, but I guess he didn't make it that far. So it kicked him off the server, it then hired a worker. Is that right? And then the worker is just driving in circles. It's amazing. Not seen that happen before. Well, let's crank this up to its proper width. I'm not fertilising field 24 metres, that is a fact. I'm starting to get some lag now. I wonder if the server's about to go rip. Because my connection's just starting to creep up a little bit in millisecond terms. Has he done that field? Yeah. Maybe he was coming back to field 11, in which case that doesn't need to be done, because we can fertilise when we seed or plant. So I can just park this back up for him. Oh yeah, tractor of power, baby. Right. So how's our productions doing? Our flour factory must be doing quite well. Our sunflower factory is not doing well, but that's because we don't have a lot of sunflowers. In fact, we've only got one pallet there, so I'm going to go deliver that. Take that to... I'll take it to the supermarket. That's the best place. No, I'll take it to the distribution centre, because they are still technically open at this time. If it had been later in the evening, I would have took it to the supermarket. But as the other place is open, I'm going to take it there. I don't know why, but I've got a feeling that all those triggers really do need to be lowered on the map. This guy's doing a fantastic job of ploughing this field. For some weird reason, this tractor never seems to pick this plough up properly. Always seems to drag it a little bit in the ground. I don't know why that is. I think I've just got the standard hitch on this tractor. Don't think I've got the quick hitch. I can check it in a second. I can take it into the workshop and have a look. But I'm pretty sure I just bought this with a standard attacher. Oh, wrong button. Let's put some fuzzy on then. That would have been bad, wouldn't it? That would have been copyright strike and everything. Let's have a look at customising it and rim colour. Go for the quick this time then, set it a little bit higher. Now we want the front attacher on it, we do. That's probably back jewels with a weight, isn't it? So that's probably what I want. I don't think I want 36-inch spacing. That'll do. Plan to change those wheels. Live with that. Makes my tractor less likely to tip over. Right. Well, we've reached that time of night, everybody, where I say thank you very much for viewing this evening stream. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to drop a follow if you have enjoyed your time here on the channel. Also, consider maybe subscribing. Feel free to check out the YouTube channel as well. And obviously, latest video that went live today was a No Man's Land episode. So, thank you everybody. I will see you all again tomorrow. Good night for now, everybody.